Hey there, my weird and wonderful voids. I'm Shadowflyer, and today we're continuing on the Style Swap Challenge. Who's next? The fabulous anthropomorphic show called Breastars. What is Breastars? It's a manga-adapted series licensed by Netflix that was released in October 10th, 2019. That was written by Paru Ekatakis. I can't. The story takes place in modern times with anthropomorphic animals where there is a cultural rift between herbivores and carnivores, where the consumption of meat that is often comes from herbivores is strictly illegal. This is more of a gritty and ruthless telling, and in my opinion, a more realistic telling of an anthropomorphic story. Because in many cases in anthro movies, like Kung Fu Panda, Sing, and even Zootopia, I have always asked, what do they eat? And finally, a show comes with an answer. Huzzah! For those who don't know, this is a very brief explanation of the story. We follow along Legoshi, a gray wolf student, as he goes through school, life, and the complexities of a carnivore in a world where his very nature is not welcome in society. And as he struggles with the forbidden love, Haru, a dwarf rabbit. Breastars, in my opinion, is more humans with animal traits, with straight legs, 3-digited fingers, and very human-esque silhouettes. There isn't many exaggerated features, and also is a more mature tone. I'm going to be a bit more thorough with these design choices than with Looney Tunes designs. To get more of a feel of design, I started with Haru and Legoshi. Size is a huge impactor in this show. Haru was actually bullied in one of the episodes for being a dwarf rabbit. As the name states, she is very small, while Legoshi, a great gray wolf, is quite large in their stature. As well, they are both in school, but it's very clear they were at the end of their primary education, as often the other characters were talking about careers or secondary. However, it's mentioned more in passing compared to Zootopia, where it is the main motive of Judy's journey throughout Zootopia. So, by all rights, technically Haru and Legoshi are the youngest of all of these pairings throughout these shows. I am both excited and dreading to do the clothes, where the school uniforms are nothing at all like the ones I grew up with. I will need to take a lot of inspiration from Japan. But what's the point of a challenge if it was easy, right? Right? It'd be nice if it was easy, though. Judy Hopps is referred to both as a bunny and a rabbit throughout the entirety of the movie Zootopia. But with her coloring and bunny being the most preferred and referred, I'm making an educated assumption that she is, in fact, a bunny. Rabbits are often a lot bigger and leaner than bunnies, but considering how Haru is a, quote, dwarf rabbit, I'm going to make them the same size, but have Officer Hopps a bit more curvy. Then it was just simple enough to have her dressed in her uniform, a police uniform. Even with the shoes. Wow, it's so weird to draw furries with shoes. That's weird. Nick Wilde is a criminal. Easy as that. The question is, what kind? Yes, he was a hustler and a con man in Zootopia, but was he that because of the opportunity he was given in life, or because it was the most kid-friendly bad guy that Disney could agree on that could be redeemed? If he was born in this world, it would be different. Do I think he'd be a night market tender? No. Speaking of, the night market is where they sell all the illegal meats. That's another story. Go watch the show if you want more context. But a tender? No. He's a bit more of a kind heart than that. I think Nick Wilde would be more of an informant, on the outskirts of the crime ring, staying low but trying to get as much information as he can for Judy, though still getting cash in on the side with stolen goods or even selling blood vials. So he needs something a bit more casual, and with him being a fox, he would be about Judy's height if not a bit taller. Wile E. Coyote, the tunes are going to be a bit of a challenge. No profession, no clothes, no basics to start except a general understanding of their personalities. Well, that's about to change. Wile E was always portrayed as a genius, and in this gritty world with consequences, there are options for our favorite canine. Tech wizard, weapons dealer, or a mob boss. As awesome as a tech wizard is, I'll save that for the next part, as that is more Disney-esque and a bit more kid-friendly. And let's be honest, that coyote don't play well with others, so Mob Boss is out. So weapons dealer it is. He would dress sharply, no nonsense, and sleek. After all, he is dealing with some of the most dangerous clients. This world does have lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my. As sharply dressed as he is, I feel that he wouldn't have a lot of jewelry. Wouldn't want anything coming loose to connect him to a crime of any sort, and if he did need to take off running, wouldn't want to wear anything that was shiny or loud to make a cleaner escape. He is smart, after all. Bugs! Mr. Bugs Bunny himself. I really want to make him tall. I do. I really, really do. Come on, look at that stature. We all know that silhouette. But bunnies are typically smaller in this universe. And his name is literally Bunny. I can't cheat it. I've tried. It don't work. So just to be a bit kinder to myself, I'll keep him at least a medium height. Now, what is he? What is his career? Smart, funny, arrogant, famous. Know what I'm thinking? A celebrity. A comedian turned actor. Now, he would be all about the bling. If you got it, flaunt it. Top of the line shoes, watch, gold necklace, the whole shebang, total diva. But he ain't no dummy. And there's a reason a certain stuttering hunter could never catch him. Sharp eyes, coy expression, he knows all about the night market. If anything, he has the best bodyguards in the world to protect himself from that fate. And rumor has it that his men got the first access to vendors. But who can trust the tabloids these days? Understanding where are they coming from and how they're doing is important. And especially with this style, they are very much, in this world, it's gritty, it's dark, it's not nice. And there is very real danger of not coming back when you go back out. And Looney Tunes, if an anvil drops on you, you're just ready for the next episode. You walk it off, you slink away. That is not an opportunity or possibility in this world. And with each of these characters having to adapt, they've had to have different personality traits than they would in their original parts. For example, in Zootopia, Judy Hopps very clearly worked with a mob boss, the little mole man. That was a corrupt thing to do. That is a crooked cop to work with knowing criminals, even as playful as that. She literally interrogated Weaselton, and possibly getting frozen to death to give information on the flowers. And so she would not be a very clean, run-of-the-book cop as she normally would, especially with her to get information to keep others safe. With her, as much as I want to keep her happy-go-lucky, friendly style, she definitely will still be friendly, but not nearly hyper or happy-go-lucky. She's working with criminals intimately to keep an idea of how things are running, and even she may have passed Chief Bogo in this case, maybe become lieutenant, and taking a strong moral sacrifice to turn away certain sectors of her precinct to make sure they don't patrol around there to keep the peace with some of the carnivores. Am I saying would she work intimately with some of the mobs? No. There's no way Judy would atone murder and stuff. But she would maybe try to lead some of the vendors to get some of the meat from suicide attempts. Or perhaps from natural passings in the hospitals and stuff like that. Try to do as much as she can to control it, even though she knows that realistically, someone she may or may not know may be on the next plate, so to speak. And that's the reality of the world. And you don't get by with turning a blind eye to the impacts that you have and the control you have. Nicholas Wilde, as much as he is a con artist, we all see that he has a heart. He did side hustles, money, just reselling goods that he got himself with the popsicles. In this case, Judy needs a way in, and they seem to work very well together, even if they were at odds. So he would want to be involved in it, but not a direct supplier, not be a direct cohort, and he definitely would want to stay out of the Lion gang's vision. Keep it low, keep it simple, get the information, get out. As for Bugs Bunny, as I was explaining before, he may or may not actually know market. Actually, he does. He's hired some of the best men and possibly some ex-mafia guys for protection for him because he's $1 million bun. His hide has a lot of value. Who knows, maybe there are some actual hit lists for celebrities to get nicked or kidnapped to have a taste of, in the literal sense, fame. Who wouldn't want to have a steak of a famous... Actually, no, I take that back. No one wants to have a steak of a famous person. But lion or wolves or other predators might pay absolute millions upon millions to literally get a bite of Bugs Bunny. He knows this. He's not stupid. He's always gotten away. So work with the hand you've got and play by the game that's before you. Even if you gotta pull in extra cards from your sleeves by using some extra money or talents or negotiations, guards, and the best protection, they get first grabs at the night vendors. Maybe they get private sales and stuff like that, and Bugs pretends to be none the wiser. He's the perfect celebrity for the public. Wile E. Coyote, being an arms dealer, makes so much sense to me. He's inventive, ingenious, understanding how mechanics work. We often see him tinkering and getting specifically like explosives in Looney Tunes. Why not refine that? Would I say he goes by as far as bombs? Perhaps, depending on the money and depending on how much they're willing to pay for. But weapons would be the name of his game. He would keep a very tight ship, a very small group of extremely high value and high quality weapons. And in exchange, do I think maybe he would want to partake in some of the illegal meat and drugs and blood? I don't know. Wile E. Coyote would definitely keep a team of very highly trained individuals, and a very small team at that. Do I think he would take part in the actual steaks and like actual meat portion of it? No. Upon thinking about it more thoroughly, as much as he may be out for blood and stuff, he may be a little bit too squeamish to have like full steaks. Or if he did, be very rarely. But do I think he would be like definitely addicted to blood vials and such like that? Absolutely. He definitely seems like one that would be so smart, he'd want to get out of his head and to numb his own mind for a while. Whatever the case may be, the main point does not change that he would definitely handle weapons. Explosives, weapons. He would be the type of person to work very hard, to rise very fast, to become of value to this underground community, to keep himself safe and make some damn good money. As gritty as this episode may be, and may be getting, it's really fun to see. Breastars is definitely not a kids-friendly show. It's not. It deals with very mature themes, from murder to death to possible cannibalism to even some sexual scenes and mentions of alcohol and drugs. It's not kid-friendly. But if you're looking for something that would be good to theorize on and see how a different culture would work and stuff, I highly, highly recommend this show. And the amount of details that they put in with the characters, as much as it is a very unique style, it's so interesting to see and to think about how this would work. I don't know if you've noticed, I love almost thinking too in depth about personalities, expectations. I maybe enjoy it a little bit too much, but that doesn't change the fact that that's part of this whole challenge. To take something so familiar, so known, and put it in a different situation where you otherwise would not recognize the character. How do you have them recognizable in a completely unrecognizable situation? You play on the personalities, the aspects that are known and familiar. And that's what I'm doing today. So far, so good. Looks great. Honestly, these were very interesting concepts to come up with, and a more of a heavier episode, and I do apologize if I said anything triggering, but it's just one of the realities of going from something so kid-friendly to something so mature. I love it. Thank you guys so much for stopping in and enjoying this process. I hope you had as much fun as I did making it. And very soon, part 3 will be up. I'm currently working on the drawing right now, and you'll be seeing it as soon as possible. So, thank you so much for staying by. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, make sure to comment down below things you like, things you don't. What series would you want to be in? Which series do you think you would thrive in? Which series were you like, I've never heard this before? I want to hear it all. Be sure to subscribe to be the first one to get a notification on when I have a new video out. Stay safe and sane. Bye!